Hey everybody, welcome back to Kayfabe Critique. I'm David.
I'm Jason, here to remind you that people are fake. Wrestling is real.
And so we are fresh off the Royal Rumble and the fallout afterwards with Raw and SmackDown. Jason, what'd you think about the Rumble this year?
I think WWE's pay-per-view game has really stepped up. It kept me interested from the opening match throughout. I mean, even the kickoff show with the cruiserweight match, which was phenomenal. I just really have been impressed with what WWE's been doing overall with their pay-per-views, and we'll talk more about individual matches, but kept me interested.
Yeah, I agree. I think ever since the McMahon family actually returned on camera to say that they were going to start listening to the fans, kind of pushing things in a different direction, showing more people, slowly but surely the pay-per-views and the shows themselves are getting better. But yeah, I felt the same way. I thought the Royal Rumble was good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the matches on the Rumble. What was your favorite match? What stood out to you?
Oh gosh, favorite match. That's a tough call. I mean, of course, the Becky match was great. The two women's matches were phenomenal. The two women's title matches were absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna go with the Man and Asuka. That's my favorite match.
And I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks. That was my favorite match. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the women stole the show.
Yeah, when in doubt, go with the Man. What can I say?
What about the actual Rumbles themselves? What do you think about those? What about the women's Rumble?
I like the fact that they started off the Women's Rumble with a kind of a newer character, and I kind of had a feeling that the winner was going to end up being who it ended up being, of course. I love the way that they wove the Lana storyline with her getting hurt earlier in the night to Becky ended up coming in and taking her spot. I love how they did that, because I was wondering, how are they going to get to Becky versus Ronda, because you got to get there. And Becky does kind of the honors for Asuka earlier, and then Lana ends up being out of the Rumble, so we need another entry. Here comes the Man.
Yeah, and so I initially early in the night when Becky fought Asuka, like we said last week when we were talking about our predictions for it, I had said that, Becky could lose that match and that be her way to go to Raw, assuming that like Charlotte or somebody would win the Rumble and they would challenge Asuka, she would be free to show up on Raw and challenge Ronda. So when she lost to Asuka, that's where my mind initially went. But then, so then I went to still believing Charlotte was going to win. But part of me was really hoping that Becky was going to beat Asuka, have a title, Ronda Rousey retain her title, Charlotte win and be the first person to challenge both champions in a triple threat match. Didn't get to see exactly that happen, but I do like the build-up, and I think they can continue to go with this as Charlotte can push to say, Becky wasn't supposed to be in the match. Technically, I beat everyone who was supposed to be in the match, and still maybe get a triple threat at WrestleMania.
I really feel like they are headed towards a triple threat, because those three together, our box office, even if you take any two combat iterations of those three, it's still box office. So in my opinion, a triple threat of that caliber has to go on last.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those three individuals could definitely close out WrestleMania, and the confrontation on Monday Night Raw between Becky and Ronda Rousey had me pumped up, and that's at this moment the thing I am most excited about for WrestleMania.
Yeah, and for me, it's I just feel like with the way the women's evolution is going on, they have to go on last. And as hot as Becky is, the way she delivers in the ring, the way Charlotte delivers in the ring, the way Ronda delivers in the ring, you had that as your favorite match. I was on the, her match with Sasha was phenomenal also. So I just feel like they have to do that.
Yeah, and we saw, when Ronda wrestled Charlotte earlier this year, how great of a match that was. When Becky and Ronda had a match previously, when Becky and Charlotte had a match previously, how good that was. So the three of them together, we know can take it off the page. I love the confrontation on Monday because you've seen how hot Becky Lynch's character is, but at the same time, you had Ronda, delivering reality that, if this was a shoot, she really could take Becky out instantly.
She really could. I mean, and I really feel like it's vice versa. I mean, I feel like she has me believing that she could actually take Ronda out.
Yeah, which is, in my opinion, in a shoot situation, there's no way that would happen. But her character is so over right now that I think a lot of people do believe that. Mm-hmm. And I think they're getting that, like, this is going to be a real fight. So.
I really feel like they might just need to have a weigh-in on ESPN. More free, free ideas for me, WWE. I mean, you have Aloe Black saying the man to bring Becky out to the ring. I mean, Charlotte's interest is going to be lit if they do the triple threat. We already know that. I mean, because she's Charlotte. And Ronda
already comes out to a Joan Jett song.
Yeah.
You can easily bring Joan Jett back to perform it.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we know definitely keep an eye on that match going forward. So let's talk about the men's rumble. Seth freaking Rollins is heading to WrestleMania.
Did we call that?
We did call that.
Okay. I thought we did. And it's time. I mean, how ironic that Seth wins the Rumble in the city where we actually met him. Mm-hmm. And it was, I hate to say it's predictable, but it was, I mean, you just kind of knew it was Seth's time to go over because of the fact that he didn't get to main event Mania, like the WrestleMania 32, he was injured, and I mean, he was in an IC title match last year, and then the year before that, what match was he in? He was wrestling Triple H, so it was just his time, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he's been out of the Universal title picture for a while now. Mm-hmm. But continuing to go out there and having great matches on Raw, continuing to, perform. So yeah, I think he was definitely due to get back in there. I just wish it would have been against Finn Balor.
Agreed.
I think a match with him and Finn would have stole the show.
Which is my one beef, if you will, with the Rumble. I can say this because he's not going to come barging through the door right now and kill me and make me scream like a girl. I'm really over Brock being the champion. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, it's just that, he's never there for one, so the title really doesn't seem that important. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, if the title's important, why is it we only see it every couple months?
Right. Yeah, I agree. The only thing we can hope for is that you have Triple H continue to push Seth of building that attitude, and Seth takes the title off Brock Lesnar, and we have a champion who's going to be there week in, week out, and get back to the kind of level of champion we had when Seth Rollins was the champ in 2015.
I think that's where we're headed, and that's the type of champion that people want these days. I mean, Brock is a beast, but what is he? It's kind of like the 3 punches and the leg drop. He's going to suplex people. He's going to F5 people. You pretty much know what you're going to get.
And he's going to put somebody in an armbar.
Exactly.
So, what about AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan?
I could watch that all day.
Yeah, I think where it was a good match, I think the problem was just the positioning of it.
Yeah.
To put it after the Women's Rumble, it felt like it almost lost the steam that it could have had it went on before the Rumble, because Becky is so hot right now.
Yeah.
ending the Rumble with Becky, you know, coming in as a surprise entrant and having such a battle with Charlotte and looking like, you know, she's injured, she's not going to be able to win it, and then she gets back in and pulls it off, had the crowd. I think they were just emotionally spent after that, similar to WrestleMania 25, where after Shawn Michaels Undertaker, you know, the crowd was emotionally spent, even though the following match was a good match.
Right. I agree with that. And with that show, where do you put it?
Yeah, I would have just put it earlier. I would have put it right before the Rumbles. I would have did the 2 Rumbles back to back. I would have did the WWE Championship, the Rumble, Women's Rumble, Men's Rumble, and then close with the Universal Championship, knowing that match is going to be shorter.
Yeah, but then you run into the same thing if you put it before both. You put Becky's Rumble before anyone else. Everybody else, the crowd is kind of dead. Well, I guess they were kind of dead for the Universal title match anyway.
Right, and so, I mean, I thought with putting the Rumbles back to back is only because a Rumble takes a while to get people into the ring, to get them going. You'd have a little bit of time to bring the crowd back around. So, but yeah, it was going to be hard to follow it. I mean, they probably should have closed the show with the Women's Rumble. If knowing ahead of time Becky was going to win it, they probably should have closed with that.
I agree, and this is like, I mean, this is like really like nitpicky and stuff like that, but overall it was a great show. We're just talking about placement, I mean, more so than actual content, because overall the content delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, when these are the little things that you can sit around and talk about what could have been done better, you know, it was a good show overall.
But man, I thought Finn was going to win it for a second.
I was pumped up. I thought they were building up for him to win it. I was excited for that. Disappointed he didn't. But I'm excited to see what happens heading in towards the Elimination Chamber.
This is true. Well, we know that we can pretty much guess that Brock isn't going to be defending the title at the Chamber.
My guess is Brock doesn't defend his title again until Mania.
Right. So the Elimination Chamber is going to be to decide who gets the shot at Daniel Bryan at Mania.
Well, he's the Elimination Chamber. Daniel Bryan's going to be in it.
Oh.
SmackDown is doing the 6 members, including Daniel Bryan as one of them.
Ooh.
So that the SmackDown title is on the line at the Elimination Chamber. We know the Women's Tag Team Championship is going to be decided at the Elimination Chamber as well. So, Elimination Chamber is just 3 weeks away.
3 weeks. Is that February 17th too?
Yep.
There's just too much going on that day. I mean, you got, for those who watch auto racing, you got Daytona 500, you got the NBA All-Star Game, Mike Epps is in Kansas City, and it's Michael Jordan's birthday. All of the above. I mean, it's just too much going on that day. Too many decisions to make.
So, that was our thoughts on this year's Royal Rumble. Stick around, we're going to be bringing you our coverage, our thoughts on Royal Rumble 1999. So going back 20 years ago. Alright everybody, see you soon.